Hey guys, welcome back to Lindasresinroom. So what I thought we would do today is do some jars. I have 3 different ones. I have an apple, which I've already painted brown down into the stem because I was going to do this a little while back and just never got around to it. So I thought I would do it today. And then we have the rose jar. Just got this mold the other day. There's some little green leaves that go up through here, and then you have the rose. So I'm going to paint the leaves with the green chrome from the Let's Resin 10 color pack, and then I'm going to mix the red into the resin and pour this in. Now with the apple, I've already painted the stem brown, and then I'm just going to mix these glitters. This is a chunky glitter and a fine glitter. I'm going to mix the two together, and we're going to mix it in resin and just pour it in there. Now for our third jar that I'm going to do, I love this jar mold. It's one of my favorites. I'm going to take this full, I'm going to put it down into the stem, and then we're going to layer it here. I'm going to use the purple mix that I mixed up from all the bag colors I had. Do a layer of it, then we'll do a layer of the full, and then another layer of this on the top. And then we'll do a layer of this after the stem cures up. So that's our plans today. I'm going to put you on a time lapse as I paint. It's not going to take me a few minutes. So I was going to put you on time lapse, but there's no point. I'm not painting anything but the leaves on this. And hopefully it does okay. We'll see. See if I can get this turned inside out. Okay. There's only a few of them. And I just want to get just the leaves. I think this will be very pretty. Here we go. Get a little more on there. Yeah. Isn't that pretty? I'll have to clean up around them. I thought maybe using this smaller brush would prevent that from going everywhere, but guess not. I love these chrome powders. They're so vibrant. They go on the molds very well. And they mix in the resin very well. Get some gorgeous colors. And it doesn't take much to do this. Last leaf. Just takes a few minutes and painting is done. See if I can get that lid on there so I don't dump it. There we go. Do we want to do a red rose? So we're doing that in red. Let's do a pink rose. This holographic pink. That'll be pretty, right? Just taking my baby wipe and get that chrome powder off. May have to take a piece of tape. Seems like some of it doesn't want to come off. There's a piece of glitter or something, I think. I need to fix this one because I got a little bit of it off. There. I'm not too worried if there's a little still on there. I just don't want it caked on to where you're going to really see it. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get this turned back. And I got green everywhere. See what I just did? That's the worst part. Now I have to see if I can clean all that up without taking off the green that I've already put on there. And I took it off. So I'm going to have to paint it again. You're right. Definitely got to have patience in this kind of thing, right? Taking off all the leaves. That's okay. Just get off what I can down there. I got more over here. I just keep touching it, it seems. All right. Now, maybe if I do it this way, I can fix it back. Okay. Don't know if I'll probably need to get the green out because I'm going to have to use some more green. So don't turn the molds inside out to paint them. I knew better than that. I do that every time. And still do it again. I just don't learn. There we go. Okay. And I think this is the last one. Yeah. Now, I want to try my best not to get the color off of the leaves. I really shouldn't be touching the inside of this mold with my fingers. I should have on gloves doing this. All right. Okay. I think I got him. The glitter's already leaking out everywhere, isn't it? Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to put you all on a brief little hold and mix up some resin. So I'll see you back in just a moment. All right, guys. So I mixed up 9 ounces of resin. Not sure how much. We're going to start with the rose because I think it's going to hold the least amount. And see if this is enough because we might have to mix up some more because I'm not sure how much this is going to hold. I just don't know. I looked, I couldn't find out. So I'm going to take a scoop of this and put down in there. And let's see how this looks. I'm going to stir slowly. Get all that incorporated down in there. I'm not crazy about that pink color. I mean, it's okay. Just not my favorite. Let's see. I'm going to take this dragon fruit. It's a neon octopus fluid alcohol ink. I'm just going to put a few little drops down in there. See if we can get it to do something brighten it up maybe. I don't think it's going to. Can't even hardly tell it's in there. Okay. Nobody says we can't mix, right? Where's that purple? I don't want the purple to overpower it. Let's put just a little purple in here and see what this does. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what other brands I have. I have some different brands. I have some other pinks. I wonder about these Mateo Chrome. They have a pink. Looks about the same though, doesn't it? The purple looks about the same. It does look exactly the same. Alright, let's try the Baltic Day. There's like 30 colors in this. If I can figure out how to open it. Okay. That's pretty. Rose red. Let's put a little of this in there. And light pink. We're going to have the awfulest concoction. Alright, light pink. That's all I'm doing. No more. Somebody's got to stop me. See if we can get a color. Ooh, now I do like that much better. That's more pink. Yeah, that's better. And I still may need more resin than this. I probably should have mixed up at least 10 ounces. Okay. Yeah, I like that color much better. Not much of a difference, but you can see it's a little brighter. Okay, that's what we're going with. So, I'm going to put this in the debubbler, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, got my resin out of the debubbler. Now, let's start filling this up. 8 ounces I'm hoping is enough. Letting it slowly go into all those little crevices down in there. I did go ahead and mix up another 12 ounces for the others. And I just now finished mixing them. I haven't put the color or anything in yet because of, I want to see if I need any more for this one or if I have enough. Let's see how much this lid takes. I do want to fill it up there. Okay. So the lid took, all right, where's my measurements? 5 ounces. I have 5 ounces left, so it only took 3. All right, now let's pour this jar here. I'm much happier with the way this colors came out. Trying to let it flow down in all those crevices in the bottom. So I'm hoping not to get any bubbles down in those the little petals that go out. Will 8 ounces be enough? We're going to be close. I think we've got it. Do we have it? Yes, and we still have a little left. Yay. So, about a ½ ounce left. 8 ounces if you're going to do this rose. Set that to the side. All right. I'm thinking this is going to take a little more. So I've got 10 ounces. 10 ounces we are going to, and I've got my other two back here. I'm going to go ahead and mix up the colors. I haven't opened these yet. I just got these. I actually got these off of Temu the other day. And I haven't been ordering off of Temu because of, with the tariffs and things, prices have just went through the roof. Not worth it. But these glitters weren't but like $3 and something. See how big these are? Well worth it. I ordered all different colors. They had fine, chunky, and ultra fine. I think I got the ultra fine and the chunky, which doesn't really look too chunky to me, but anyways. All right. So, I forgot to take the paper out of this one. Just throwing glitter everywhere. Can I get the paper out? There we go. All right. And this may be too much resin for that. And if it is, we'll find something else to put it in. We always do. Okay. And I always use a lot of glitter. Get this mixed up. Oh, isn't that pretty? I'm going to put a little glue in here. And I'm not going to put this one in the debubbler because I'm going to put the glue in it. So I'll have to watch for bubbles around the rim on the lid. Okay. All right, let me get my glue here. Usually only takes a couple of drops. Now, do I have it open? Do I have the one that is open? Yeah. Just had a... There's 1, 2, 3. Let's see what 3 is going to do. We want it to make it gloopy, where it makes it kind of stick together. Keep it from all sinking. It needs to be a little more gloopy than that. So that is a lot of resin. 10 ounces. Come on. Go down. Okay. 1, 2, 3. The last one's kind of a big one. And this is just Elmer's school glue. I'm just going to squirt some down. I can see that bubble, so I know it's getting gloopy. I'm just going to squirt a little bit down in there. That's usually what I do anyways. Yeah, that's definitely enough. Alright, scrape my sides. I want this to be mixed up really well with that glue. Alright, now, you can see how it's sticking. I just want to see if I can get it down in that right there without getting a bubble. Now let's pour. Okay, almost. This lid holds a lot. At least you can see through it to see if you got bubbles under the lid, because I do see a bubble. under there that I'm going to have to pluck out. Okay, how much did that lid hold? Let's look. So I had 10, and I have, is that all? I still have 7, so it only held 3. That just doesn't seem right, which I did put a lot of glitter. Just hoping this will all go around the bottom down there and I won't get bubbles. Trying not to overflow him. Definitely going to have some left. And the resin that I'm using today is just the regular 1:1 epoxy resin by J. Diction. Okay, that is domed. Don't quite want to dome him yet because okay, I've still got, there's my mark. How do they make the mark red? I've still got 2 ounces left of that one. Okay, now let's dome this up so you can see how it's kind of sunk down in there. Now I've got some bubbles I need to go around and get out because I see them. So where's my dotting tool? There it is. All right, I see a big bubble right here. See that? I gotta see if I can pluck him out. I mean, it's a big bubble. I wonder if I tilt it up. There we go. Got it. There's definitely bubbles around the edge of this. So if I can just go around and tilt this up, maybe I can get them to come out. Okay. Got that one. Now, do you see how you can see the bubbles under there? So if we can, we're going to try the same thing with this one. Go around and try to pluck those bubbles out. I hate bubbles under the lid. They're so hard to get out of that lip sometimes. I still see one over there. Come on out, bubble. Okay, almost, I think. All right, I think we're good. Let me clean this dotting tool off. Now, let's dome this one. Hoping if I dome it, I don't have to trim it too much. There we go. All right. Now I've got to dump mold. They end up being every which color, but this resin's starting to get thick, and I don't want to take the time to try to find another mold to put it into, even though it is so pretty. I'm just going to scrape all this out and dump it right down into here. Sometimes you can get some really pretty designs in these dump molds. Okay, let's just go around and scrape this cup one time on the side. Okay. And there we go. I'm going to turn this upside down and scrape this clean with my paper towel. And put that over there on my silicone mat to dry. I have these, I have a, oh my gosh, look at all those micro bubbles in there. I should have ran that through the debubbler. I have a, oh, what do you call it? It's a silicone mat. It's for grilling. And it's quite large. It's a little bigger, maybe 18 inches long by 12 inches wide. And it has different areas to put your grilling tools. It works awesome with putting your your stir sticks on when you are done to dry. It also, you can lay them on there what time you put your stuff in the debubbler. Works great. Okay. Trying to think if I've got enough. I think that's enough for our next one. Okay, I hate dealing with this stuff, but I do it anyways. I know I'm putting a lot in there because it sinks, and this is for the little lip. I'm going to try to put some glue in it and see how it does. I hope it doesn't affect my color. We'll see. Come on, get off. All right. Come on. Get off there. This is why I hate dealing with this stuff. It sticks, but it don't want to stick to your cup. Okay. Now let's see if I can break these up. Probably should have put this in the debubbler too, but I didn't. I hope all those little micro bubbles will come to the top. Usually you can't see them when you use glitter, but it gets on my nerves. I'll just keep working with it until I get them all to the top. And I've just overflowed him. Okay. There we go. All right. I should have clear glue for this, but I don't. So I'm just going to put a drop down in there. It's supposed to dry clear though, right? There we go. All right, let me get this down here to where I can see what I'm doing. Hopefully I've fixed up enough resin to fill that whole thing up. I think I'm going to be perfect. There we go. Is there anything left in here? These little medicine cups work awesome. You can get them off of Amazon. I think I ordered like a pack of 12 or something. Okay, perfect, perfect. Now, there's some bubbles in there, so I'm just going to spritz a little alcohol, and hopefully that will pop them. Squeeze the little nub down at the bottom just in case there's a bubble down in there. Okay, now we are going to mix the rest with our purple. And I'm not even going to clean this off. It's hardly got any pink on it. This is our purple mixture. Move all that out of the way. I don't want that little tiny stick. I want another one. Mix this up. Okay, I'm just going to mix my purple. I hope these two purples look good together. It is a pretty purple, isn't it? All those different mica powders mixed together. Now I'm going to let that sit for just a minute. Let's find a mold to dump this bread into. We haven't done our turtle in a while, so let's see if we can get him. Just going to dump this and let it kind of flow and hopefully not get any bubbles down in there. This one usually does pretty good. And I know he holds about 2.5 ounces. So I think this will be plenty to fill this turtle up. It should be perfect to fill him up. Because that's about what we had left. So let's scrape all this out of here. Get all of that away from the bottom. All right, one time around the cup, scrape the sides. Good enough. let that drip off there. There we go. I'm going to turn that upside down. It probably won't drain, but we're going to try it anyways. And then we're going to clean this one off. Okay. Now, where are we? My little bubbles didn't. I don't want that torch. Where's my little torch? I forgot I had alcohol in there. Did you see me set it on fire? Now let's see if we can get some more of these bubbles to go to the surface. Usually I can get most of them to go up, and it looks really pretty. And we'll get rid of all those micro bubbles. It'll take me some time to keep messing with this one to get rid of all those. But you can see how they just keep coming up there. But we're getting rid of them. Alright. I'll probably spritz him with some alcohol in a little bit too. Now, well, shoot. There's bubbles down in there. The alcohol's not popping them. I think they're not coming to the top yet. Alright. Let's pour this. Probably won't need it all. So we're just going to pour it until I get to where I want. And then we'll stop. Because it's going to be done in layers. Oops. Went down the center of it. Okay. And I got the side. Hopefully all that drains down. That's all I want. I've still got a little bit left. So I'm sure I can find something to put this in. Let's see. I've got some molds over here. I've got them everywhere. Don't want that one. How much do I got? Little purple. Got some dragons. I believe I've got enough to do a dragon. Okay, that's got to go down in the tail. And it usually does pretty good on its own. It just takes some time. So, if I'm not mistaken, I think the table kind of goes this way, though. So I'm going to put it that way and let him do his thing. See all those bubbles? Again. And then we just keep tapping it. And they just keep coming up to the top. And then we can usually get rid of all those micro bubbles in a mold like this because it doesn't have a lip. Alright, I'm going to spritz him. one. I hate spraying down in my molds, but I've got to with those. I can't get a torch down in there, and if I did, I'd probably burn it. We have almost got all the micro bubbles out of the sides down there to the top. So I'll just keep working and get rid of all of those, and then we'll come back. See how my dragon tail's going down in there? He's not domed, so when he's not domed, I put a little bit more in there and I dome him back up, and it helps to push it on down in the tail. All right, see some more bubbles on him pop up. Got them. All right, guys, I'll keep working with this and let this dragon fill up, and then we'll come back when it's time to do our next part on our balls. So I'll see you then. All right, guys, so this is cured up enough that I can put the next layer in. So all I've done is mixed up 47 grams of resin. I mixed up 22 part A or part B and 25 part A. And this is my Yonshin Fast Cure. I put in a little bit of foil flakes, the same color we did in the lid, and just a little glue to get it to float. And I put it in the debubbler. So I'm just going to see if I can pour this in there and get this to go all around, hopefully with no bubbles. And I'm going to get all of that down in there. And then I'm going to scrape this cup. I think that's going to be plenty enough for this layer. Probably could have used a little bit more of the first layer maybe, but it's okay. It's still going to be pretty. I love this jar. This is one of my favorite jar molds. Okay. Where it's got that glue in there and it's kind of gloopy, yeah, it's made it to where just about all of that resin has came out. Not really anything left. Let it drop off of my stick there. Alright, get me a paper towel to clean this off. And then we will let that cure up and we will come back. It probably could have used just a little bit more of that, but I think it'll be okay. I think it's still going to be pretty. I could mix up a little more and put in there. I think I'll just leave it where it is. Alright guys, so we'll let this cure up, then we'll come back and top this and this off. I think I am going to mix up just a little more and pour in there. Be the same thing. But I'll see you guys back when it's time to finish these off. I'll see you then. Alright guys, so it's been the next day. I was going to do this last night, but we had a family emergency come up, so I wasn't able to. I have 190 grams of resin in here that I'm going to put in some of this purple, just like we did the bottom layer in our jar. This is probably way too much resin, but it's what I got. So I'm going to put about 2 scoops in there. Hopefully we can get the same shade. This is just the purple that I mixed up with all those bags of purple that I had. Makes it a lot easier to use and creates a whole new shade. This is the Yonshin Fast Cure, Part A, Part B. It's a 1-to-1 resin. I used 90 grams of Part B and 100 of Part A. Oh, that is pretty. Okay. Alright guys, I am just going to finish mixing this for 3 minutes. If I put it in the vacuum or the debubbler, I'm going to have to put it in a bigger cup. This cup will overflow. So I'll see you back after I get this mixed and debubbled. Alright guys, so I've got my resin. I put it in this bigger cup, put it in the debubbler, and it just created more and more bubbles. I couldn't get it to go down. So we're going to let it set for just a couple of minutes. Try to get some of those micro bubbles to the top. I just don't, this is a fast cure, and I don't want it to heat up too much with all that in there. I'm going to go ahead and pour this, and then I'm going to put it back in the debubbler for a couple of minutes before I put it in that lid. I'm hoping if I can get some of it out of here, then I can get the bubbles out. This does not have a lip, so when they come to the top, they're going to be very easy for me to get off there. But with that one over there with the lip, I won't be able to get them under the lip. All those micro bubbles, they'll stay. So I'm going to throw this back in the debubbler for a couple of minutes, and we'll be back. Alright guys, since that is in the debubbler, let's go ahead and demold some of these items here, like our extras. There is our dragon. I think he's really pretty. Okay. And our turtle tray. I love this. This is one of my favorite molds from Resin that I have. He is always so shiny and glimmery, and he is so pretty. Alright. Let's see if we can get this out of here. Okay. Trying to turn it inside out so I can get a hold of it. Just rolls back up on me. There we go. Now we can get it. Okay, see all those micro bubbles? What a shame. I couldn't get them out. And the glitter separated where I put alcohol on it. Alright, got that turned back the right way. Now let's see about the lid. There's little tiny micro bubbles, but no big bubbles. And hopefully I don't break off this stem. I don't know how you're supposed to get that out of there. We're just going to wrestle with it here a little bit. I think I've about got it. There we go. That's cute. Well, I painted the leaves brown. I should have done green. Alright. I do have to trim it up a little bit. That is our apple. Not crazy about it, but okay. Now our rose jar. And get this one flipped inside out. Okay, no bubble, no bubble, no bubble. Ooh, no bubbles in that one. That is awesome. What a pretty color. Now let's see about our lid. Okay. I don't see any bubbles in the petals so far. I do got a couple bubbles up here I'm going to have to fix. And there it is. And there is our rose. I got a stray glitter. Alright guys. Let me get these out of the way. I'm going to get our resin out of the debubbler, and you can see how that one's already came up. Just give it a little heat, pop those bubbles, and let's fill this lid up. Alright, I'll see you back here in just a second. Alright guys, got this out of the debubbler, worked much better. Now let's just fill this up. I don't want to introduce bubbles. And I think I just did. Where's my dotting tool? Okay. Paper towel. Alright. Let's continue. I hope this jar looks pretty. I love this jar. It's one of my favorites. There's going to be bubbles that we're going to have to pluck out, I'm sure. Trying to let it fill up slowly in hopes of preventing that. Oh, great. I don't see any. Okay. And let's just pour a little bit more over here. Alright guys. We'll let that cure up and then we'll come back and demold these. I'll see you then. Alright guys, so this is cured up. So let's get it demolded and see what it looks like. Alright. This is an easy jar to demold. And I just love it. Isn't that pretty? Now let's see what the jar itself looks like. Got a little overflow there. Okay. Now this just rolls down. Or rolls up, however you want to do it. Twist. And that comes right out. Isn't that pretty? And that is our jar. I love that. Some of the glitter didn't get in that spot. And the glue, you can tell it's in there. It didn't dry clear. It's kind of got a cloudy look to it. But anyways, that is our makes today, guys. Turn this back inside out, or right side out, for the next time. Alright guys, I'll see you back for the next video. Bye for now.